Okay, here's a garden update. Here's some corn that is planted way too closely together. Did every 6 inches. It's probably a little too close. Excuse me. It's corn in there with some green beans planted beside them. I don't know if you can see it or not. And some stevia plants. And some coneflowers and daisies. And if we turn around here, this is the tomato jungle. It's over 20 plants in that bed. It's an 8x4 bed. Got some fruit on there, a little bit. Got some that's ripening up. Those are supposed to be super sweet 100s, but I think the seed pack was wrong. But there's Early Girls, Rutgers, Super Sweet 100, that's not it, Big Boy, Romanesca, Beefsteak, some Roma Indeterminates, Espana, so I guess is those. Then a Rio Grande Roma. I'm not sure what that other one is. And the bed beside it is more tomatoes, another 20. Pretty much the same varieties. Got some black and purple tomatoes over here. The Nagos. I think there's a gypsy tomato up there somewhere. And on the other side is a carbon plant. Got some sunflowers growing. There's the Beefsteak, 2 San Marzanos, Super Sweet 100, Better Boy, Brandywine, and the carbon there on the end. Here's my Honeycrisp apple tree with the only one apple on it this year. I think the frost got it. This bed I had started out with some kales, and I think I had Brussels sprouts in there, but they kind of bolted and took them out. I'm leaving the dinosaur kale in, see if it'll bolt. Collect some seeds from it. A couple onions that were left over that hadn't finished. And a whole mess of okra back here. A couple peppers too. They hadn't done much this year. Another sunflower. And back here are cucumbers. And I think I have one growing here too. These are Boston pickling cucumbers here. And on the back side of this trellis, say all these trellises have sunflowers and cucumbers growing in various stages. These aren't too far along. And right here I had sugar snap peas and pulled them and planted more Boston pickling cucumbers, but I think the pole beans on the other side are going to take this over before they grow up. They're doing pretty good now that they're getting good sun. Some carrots at the bottom. They should be ready pretty soon. It's a little water garden, just with some water lilies and this water hibiscus. And here's my pepper experiment using buckets, self-wicking buckets. There's just some plastic in the bottom to create a water reservoir, and the buckets wick it up. Some mint in a pot, and a self-watering container with a watermelon growing in it. And then, since I'm in Arkansas, gotta have some cowpeas. These are pink-eyed purple hull peas. And some russet potatoes. And just some flowers there. There's asparagus back in that corner right there that I planted last year and needed to move, but don't have room right now. More sunflowers, more cucumbers. There's an Armenian cucumber that's just not doing much. It was planted at the same time as these over here, but it's this high. These are this high. Then there's some leftover lettuces and arugula, some parsleys, dill, cilantro, a weed, another weed, some rat-tail radishes in there, and a nasty lavender plant that just isn't going to make it there. More dill. And that's about it. Thank you. Oh wait, hang on. Forgot about all this. Here are my lotuses. It's either going to be a yellow American lotus or a Empress lotus. Hoping it's going to be an Empress lotus. And here's my attempt to attract some pollinators into the garden. Got sunflowers, which are supposed to be the skyscraper sunflowers, and they're only 3 feet high, so I'm not sure about those. Shasta daisies, some assorted daylilies, pink daisies, more daylilies and Shasta daisies. Another lotus, which is doing really well. You can see there's 2 buds forming on this one, right there, and that one. The flowers on those are amazing. Another sunflower, really pink daisies. Some knockout roses that aren't very knockout. Bunch of weeds in there. I need to get in there and weed. Another lotus tub back there. Thinking these might be my skyscrapers. They're doing better. And another lotus tub, and this has got a pretty big flower bud forming. Another one right there too. Oh, and then I have a row of muscadine grapes, which seem to be doing really well this year. Lots of fruit clusters under there. Small, but they're there. Starting to form up. And a couple more buckets with watermelon. Never can grow watermelon, but thought I'd try them in the bucket this year and see if it'd help them. And that is about it. Another little pond here. It's kind of in the shade, so it's not as pretty as it should. Horsetail's getting pretty tall though. It's my planting table with it needs to be cleaned up. Yes, it's got a lot of trash under there, sorry. More plants. I have a whole ton of peppers that I hadn't even planted yet. Anybody needs peppers, hit me up. A couple tomatoes. May plant those later. And my compost system, 3-bin. It's working pretty good. This pile is almost ready. I guess it probably is ready actually. Just need to sift it. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.